Imagine this. You're at a party and you see her. She's younger, confident, and everything about her screams, "I know what I want." But then, you do something. Something small, something you've done 1,000 times before without thinking. And just like that, her interest fades. What was it? What are the 7 habits older guys have that instantly turn younger women off? And more importantly, how can Stoicism help you fix them? Stick around, because this isn't just about dating. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't about changing who you are to impress someone else. This is about self-awareness. It's about understanding how certain habits you might not even realize you have, can push people away. And not just younger women, but people in general. Stoicism teaches us to look inward, to examine our actions, and to ask ourselves, is this who I want to be? So today, we're diving into 7 habits that older guys often fall into, why they're unattractive, and how Stoic principles can help you break free from them. Ready? Let's go. Habit 1. Trying too hard to impress. Let's start with the first habit. Trying too hard to impress. You've probably seen this before. Maybe you've even done it yourself. An older guy meets a younger woman and suddenly he's talking non-stop about his career, his car, his accomplishments. He's trying to prove his worth, but here's the problem. It comes off as desperate. And desperation, that's one of the biggest turn-offs out there. But why do we do this? Why do we feel the need to prove ourselves? Stoicism has an answer. It's called external validation. We're seeking approval from others because we haven't found it within ourselves. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It never ceases to amaze me." We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Think about that for a second. We are so focused on what others think of us that we forget to ask ourselves, do I even like who I am? So how do you fix this? Start by building your self-worth from within. Focus on your values, your character, and your actions. When you stop seeking validation from others, you'll naturally become more confident. And confidence? That's attractive. Habit 2. Living in the past. Next up, we have living in the past. This one's a big one. A lot of older guys love to talk about the good old days. They'll reminisce about their glory days in high school, their wild 20s, or that one time they almost made it big. And while there's nothing wrong with cherishing memories, constantly living in the past can make you seem out of touch. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. All we have is now. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In other words, when we dwell on the past, we're creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. So instead of talking about what used to be, focus on what you can do today. Start a new hobby, learn a new skill, or simply enjoy the moment. Younger women are drawn to guys who are present, who are engaged in the here and now. So, if you want to be more attractive, start by being more present. Habit 3. Being overly critical. Now, let's talk about being overly critical. This is a tough one because it often comes from a good place. You've lived longer, you've experienced more, and you think you know better. But here's the thing. No one likes to be lectured. No one likes to feel like they're being judged. Stoicism teaches us to practice empathy, to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and try to understand their perspective. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." So instead of criticizing, try listening, try understanding. You might be surprised by what you learn, and here's the kicker. When you stop being critical, you become more approachable. People feel comfortable around you, and that's when real connections happen. Habit 4. Neglecting your appearance. Next, we have neglecting your appearance. I know, you're thinking, but Stoicism is about inner virtue, not outer appearance. And you're right. But here's the thing. Taking care of your appearance is a form of self-respect. It shows that you value yourself. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In other words, if you want to be a confident, attractive person, start by acting like one. And that includes taking care of your body, your clothes, and your overall appearance. So, what does that look like? It doesn't mean you need to spend hours in the gym or wear the latest fashion. It just means taking pride in how you present yourself, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, it shows. Habit 5. Being too predictable. Now let's talk about being too predictable. Routine is great, but too much of it can make you seem boring. Younger women are often drawn to guys who are spontaneous, who bring a sense of adventure to their lives. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change, to be adaptable. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, don't be afraid to shake things up. Try something new. Take a risk. You don't have to go skydiving or anything crazy. Just do something out of the ordinary. Take a different route to work, try a new restaurant, or pick up a new hobby. When you step out of your comfort zone, you become more interesting, and that's attractive. Habit 6. Being overly needy. Next up, we have being overly needy. This one ties back to external validation. If you're constantly seeking attention, approval, or reassurance, it can come off as clingy, and that's a major turn-off. Stoicism teaches us to be self-reliant, to find contentment within ourselves. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." In other words, when you stop relying on others for validation, you free yourself from neediness. So how do you build self-reliance? Start by spending time alone. Learn to enjoy your own company. When you're comfortable with yourself, you'll naturally become less needy, and that's when you'll start attracting the right people. Habit 7. Not respecting boundaries. Finally, we have not respecting boundaries. This is a big one. Younger women, like anyone else, value their independence. They don't want to feel smothered or controlled. Stoicism teaches us to respect others' autonomy, to understand that we can't control anyone but ourselves. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control, and some things are not." In other words, focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your reactions, and let go of what you can't. So if you want to be more attractive, start by respecting boundaries. Give people space and let them come to you on their own terms. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. And if you're ready to dive deeper into Stoicism, check out the next video. Trust me, you won't regret it.